I grew up in a house where fear had an address. It wasn't under the bed. It lived with us. My father's anger didn't come in waves. It was the ocean. As a little kid, I learned the fastest way to survive was to make myself small and quiet. I watched my mother take hits meant for us, and I watched myself disappear inside my own head. Pain was the very first language I ever spoke fluently. School was just a different kind of war zone. I couldn't read, couldn't spell, couldn't keep up. I sat in class pretending nothing, praying nobody called on me. Every report card, every laugh from the other kids, every sigh from a teacher drilled the same message deeper. You're not enough. You will never be enough. I carried that belief like a backpack full of bricks. By 15, I was already broken. I looked in the mirror and saw a fat, scared kid who had already surrendered. Food became anesthesia. Laziness became armor. I didn't need the world to beat me down. I was a professional at beating myself. For a minute, I thought the Air Force was my escape hatch. Then the doctors found a hole in my heart and kicked me out. Back to square one. Back to spraying roaches for a minimum wage. 300 pounds. Depressed, invisible. I hated the man in the mirror, but I was too weak to change him. Then one night, everything snapped. I walked past a dark window, caught my reflection, and didn't recognize the person looking back. That stranger disgusted me more than my father ever had. That was the moment the old David died. I stumbled across a Navy SEAL documentary at 2 a.m. Those men were getting tortured on purpose and still smiling. Something inside me that had been dead for 20 years coughed and woke up. A voice I hadn't heard since I was a child. Whispered, "Why not you?" Recruiters laughed in my face. "You're too fat. You're too old. You'll never make it." For the first time in my life, I didn't believe them. I looked them dead in the eye and said, "Watch me." I had 90 days to lose 106 pounds to even qualify. 90 days to kill the man I was. I ran until my shins bled. I swam until I threw up in the pool, teaching myself things I should have learned in 3rd grade. I taped my broken feet, cried in the shower, and went back out the next morning. I chose suffering because comfort was the slow death I was already living. When I finally stepped on the grinder, I was ready. Hell Week came, and it broke almost everyone, but it couldn't break me, because I had already been broken my whole life. Cold water, no sleep, instructions screaming in your face. I had lived worst on my living room floor as a kid. Every beating from my past became rocket fuel. I rang that bell 0 times. They had to drag me out injured, and even then, I came back and did Hell Week 2 more times just to prove a point. I became the only man in history to finish it 3 times. People started calling me crazy, obsessed, extreme. Good. Because normal got me 300 pounds and suicidal.
Normal kept me small, so I kept going further. 100-mile races that shredded my legs.
Pull-ups until my palms looked like hamburger meat. World records nobody thought a broke kid from Indiana could touch. And in the middle of all that self-inflicted pain, I finally understood the truth. Most people die without ever learning. Greatness isn't a gift. It's not genetics. It's not luck. It's a decision you make when nobody's watching, when everything hurts, when quitting would feel so damn good. The strength is built in the dark, 1 rep at a time, 1 mile at a time, 1 nightmare at a time. I wasn't supposed to make it, not with my childhood, not with my learning disabilities, not with every excuse the world handed me on a silver platter. But because the alternative is going back to that fat, scared kid who hated himself. And I will die before I let him win again. The pain never goes away. The doubts still come. Some mornings, I still don't want to get out of the bed. But I do it anyway, every single day. Because who I'm becoming is worth more than how I feel right now. That's the deal I made with myself. The night I killed the old David. And I'm still keeping it. Stay hard.